All right, bang, bang, another episode of Chicago Dog Walk. Guest of the day is a man I'm very excited to have, Staten Island's own Rico Bosco. Rico, how are you?
I'm great, Eddie. Very excited to meet you.
Yeah.
I think, am I the only guest to ever bring a gift
Yes,
to
the only one.
Chicago Dog Walk?
Brought some good Italian cookies.
There you go.
I
7
thoroughly
layers,
enjoyed them.
rainbow, yeah. Okay.
Fantastic. Staten Island, only the finest over there. Honestly, I'd like to get over there sometime. It seems like you guys
It's
got a lot of nice
entertaining.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of nice stuff out there. A lot of people bum rap it so much.
I mean, it is the little brother, but we embrace it. It's a lot. It's entertaining. You would have a lot of fun over there.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. So, Rico Bosco, you came into Barstool. Explain how you were a caller on the radio show. Give people a background for the Chicago people around here.
Yeah, so if you don't know me, the Pick'em podcast, they put that out probably 2013. They put something out, hey, we're taking callers with your picks. I obviously love college football. I was sending out picks to my friends all the time anyway. A lot of people were dry when they would leave the voicemails. I kind of used it as an opportunity to, throw a little flair in there. Hank says I was the only person over like 30 seconds on the voicemails. So he immediately was like, oh, we like this guy. And then, I started, I was basically then the only caller. Then I was like, live via Skype. I think it was back when we used to do it so crazy. And now I'm in studio every week live. So
how about that? You were one of, this has happened before, definitely. I know it's happened like Howard Stern and everything. A caller turned into a guy who has a show. So you're on the Pick'em show with Big Cat Portnoy, which is, you have to be an electric caller to make that happen. So that's some of the background of Rico. Really excited to have him like I have. But another thing besides handicapping that he's great at is you have a segment called "Some Things Are Bigger Than Sports."
Yeah, that's my go-to.
Yeah. Can you explain a little bit? What that
I don't
means?
know exactly how it came out. I'm pretty sure it came out on the Pick'em last year. Dan mentioned something, and Dan always laughs at the one-liners. He'll be down $1 million, and I'll just give him the gambling hotline. I just throw a couple of digs in there. But I think last year I said some things are bigger than sports because, I don't know, I think the internet's full of, it's a place for, it's got a lot of jokes. It's got a lot of information, but it's also got a ton of assholes. And I think there's a spot there where you can look and be entertained or have a bright spot of your day. So,
Yeah, one of the big things, it just strikes me is there was a guy walking with his girlfriend, and you always say that, a big rule of Rico Bosco is that the guy should be on the outside walking closest to the street. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just for, safety reasons?
It's just an old school, chivalrous act is the way I was taught. Have you ever heard that, or you think?
I've actually never heard that. I don't disagree with you.
Okay.
Right? I think it was interesting. I was like, it was almost educational, Rico.
Right. Well, you guys are an hour behind, so maybe that's
true.
how the information.
Maybe you're right. Yeah,
that's everything. So you still don't have 7-layer cookies, obviously, right?
We do actually.
All right.
We do.
Indoor plumbing. What else we
have indoor
got?
Plumbing.
Okay.
Yeah, we have AOL internet. We're good to go. And many facets. But what's interesting is that where did this begin? That's what I'm so interested in. What made the chivalrous Rico? And that's why on today's show, I want to go back to your high school years. I want to take me back to Rico Bosco at Senior Prom. Did you go to prom? I have to assume.
Yeah, you got to go to prom. I went to prom.
First and foremost, who was the young lady you asked? And, was there a special way?
No, the promposal, the flowers and the big Laguna Beach thing that everyone was doing, that was right before my time. So I also went to an old boys school.
Okay,
so you got to go. Yeah, okay. So you got a Catholic.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it was like a frat. It was great. Yeah, it was the best. So no, that promposal stuff was not around. I took a very good friend of mine. I actually broke up with a girl right before that. I don't know. I thought back then, prom was like a wedding. You had to remember your date. And I was like, this girl isn't the one. So I was like, I'd rather take a friend and remember it. And that was my move.
Okay, so you had just broken up, you said?
Yeah.
And so you asked a friend, and that's nice. And I agree. We weren't around in that. What year did you graduate high school?
05.
05. Okay, so you're a little older than me, but yeah, there was no Lasagna Beach and all that. There was no.
No.
Promposals. I now graduated in 09. So, but Rico, what about is there any inkling of you wanted this to be more than a friendship?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, you're always, if anybody who's attractive, you're always like, oh yeah, it's, you hope how it works out, but you never really forced it. I think she might have been kind of seeing somebody at the time anyway, so it's yeah, definitely. I think that's everything with prom. That's the underlying, all right, I kind of like you. I'll take you. Or, yeah.
So were you trying to woo her at all?
No, I think.
No?
Nah, I wasn't.
You didn't have all, okay, because that leads me into the tux rental. What kind of tux did you get? I mean, East Coast, you took a shot to the Central. I guarantee you wore a white tux, Rico.
No, I didn't.
No?
I didn't. I would say it was highly considering the all white for the wedding, like True Life I Got Married.
Oh, yeah.
That's got you like a fish.
That's a great one.
Yeah,
So
that's a great one.
Yeah, and it's got the long one here.
Yeah. No, I actually went all black.
All
believe
black?
it or not. Yeah, so
I'm surprised.
all black tux, black shirt, black tie. I did like that look of the 90s, like when Matt LeBlanc used to show up at like award parties. I was like, all right, that looks good. I totally regret it now, man.
Why?
I don't know. I don't think it looks good in the
You don't like the Johnny Cash, huh?
Nah, I didn't like it.
What about the? Did you go with your boys to get fitted? Did you get sized up there? Maybe get like
No, it was a
stop at the diner.
No,
after?
it was a bond. I mean, it might fit right into Bigger Than Sports. Your dad takes you to get the tux. Takes you out for a meal. Talks to you. Hey, listen. It's gonna be cool as a beer. Like I know. Just he kind of gives you that Levinstein speech in American Pie.
Yeah,
like I'm one of the guys.
Yeah,
but,
you may be Jumbo to these guys, but to me, you're Jim Emmanuel Levinstein.
There you go.
I got you, Rico. So this is my last question about the pre-prom. Were you part of the planning committee? Were you where did you guys go after? Or did you have any hunch into like planning that whole party?
Yeah. I was like a secondary guy. I was like a role player on that. You always have that one friend who's like, hey, he's running the thing. I'm getting the tickets to the club. I got the absent-minded limo driver, so I could load the beer in, like everything like that. I forget what club it was. It was down in like Red Hook or something like that. But there was.
Is that Staten Island?
No, it was Brooklyn.
But
okay. There was some places that went to the city. We went to some club and they said they sold like, I don't know, let's say they had capacity for like 1,500. They sold like 7,500 tickets that night. It was a bloodbath to get in there. You get in there for about 10 minutes or whatever, and it was just nuts. But that's how they do it. They oversell, and that's prom. I mean, you realize it now, like you look back and laugh. Like all the things that mattered, you're like, it's a blip on the radar.
Didn't matter. Was there a theme?
No. We had it at the Waldorf, though. I will say that.
That's a nice one.
It was like $375 or $400 a couple. Like it was insane.
Did you have any demands though? Get back to the booze guy. Where you're like, hey, I want.
Oh yeah, the guy. He was a like cartoon character.
Make sure Rico Bosco has some Ciroc with 3 lemons on the side.
Yeah, no. He was like kind of looking at us, loading the coolers in, and was like, I don't know, like and like my buddy, we called him Seabiscuit. This kid. His name was John. He was as big as a horse. They called him Seabiscuit. He was an animal. And he looked right at the guy dead in the eyes and goes, hey, pal, mind your fucking business, drive the car. And the guy walked around and the coolers went in, and that was it. Seabiscuit.
Wait, so you had, where was this house at? Was this at like a buddy?
So like a couple of friends of mine on Staten Island met, took a couple of pictures, like my very good close friend. And then we went to Brooklyn, and that's where they do like the line and the pre-prom party and little antipasto.
So that's nice that you had a spot, like you weren't renting nothing out, like there was nothing, like you didn't have to like ever use other service, right?
For the house?
For the house, yeah.
No, we didn't. No, for the pre-prom. No, we didn't do the house.
That's good then. That's good. So now, how did you get like to the dance? Obviously, we just talked about limo. So are you a stretch Hummer guy?
We had, I think we had like a stretch SUV, it might have been a stretch Escalade.
Okay, and what were we
white.
What are we doing in there right there? Are we getting like some Usher going, Little John?
No, this was prime. Like I say it all the time. Like I go to DJs all the time. This is when house was house. Louis DeVito, big time. Sandstorm, Cascada was like bigger than ever.
Huge.
So you get the seat. There was still the mixed CD days.
Oh yeah, those were the days.
I think I had an iPod, but like you don't have the like. Nothing was as easy as it is now. These kids now, they don't know. Yeah,
it skips something like that.
Yeah, like you had to safeguard that CD. Yeah, you're hitting bumps.
What about, was people drinking on the limo beforehand?
Yeah. We actually had to pull over. I think we raided a Subway. There was like 15 people in a bathroom. It was a bloodbath.
Oh yeah,
it was sucking traffic. It was crazy.
I got banned from a Potbellies for doing that one time. What about what was the top song of that year? Do you remember?
That would have probably was definitely Mr. Brightside.
Oh, okay.
That was like playing like live when that was popular. which is still an alt. I'd say that's a top 5 like bar song.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, my sister was talking about it. Like, there's certain songs where you get transported back. Like, she was saying, if I hear like, she's a little bit way younger than me, but she's like, if I hear Weekend Warriors, she's like, I'm instantly at a keg.
Yeah.
Like me, like Brightside, it's like 1 a.m., 1:30 in the morning. Like, you're at an underage bar. Like, there's just
Everybody's going
certain
nuts.
songs. But I think Yeah was,
Yeah, by
was
Usher.
huge.
That
Yeah,
makes sense,
yeah, Usher and Little John.
Yeah.
So you got a
See,
good memory.
So you were listening to a little.
We were listening to a little Usher. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
good.
yeah.
It was a band though at the
Okay.
at the prom, not a wedding, not a DJ.
Oh, that's good. That's Waldorf and a band. Where did you went to a fancy?
Yeah, I
Catholic
went to a
school, huh?
fancy place.
That's
yeah.
a big timer. What about what kind of dancing were you doing, Rico? Were you getting kind of a little gyration out of the hips, or were you?
A little bit,
was it-
a little
okay.
respect. Yeah.
'Cause you got to be respectful.
Of course,
Okay.
yeah. What's the Catholic saying? You leave space for the Holy Spirit.
Yeah,
they say?
yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, leave
exactly.
a little space. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't need to be right up on. So
No.
did they allow? Because a lot of schools didn't allow grinding like that.
Yeah.
Like it was outlawed. It was banned. But
I
it
know,
wasn't,
like
wasn't
it's the
banned
word.
with you
I mean,
guys.
no, it wasn't banned.
Yeah.
We used to have school dances that got a little reckless.
Yeah.
But no, prom. A lot of, and then it's just. It's all your buddies too. Like, you go to an old boys school, like, yeah, you have a date, but like you want to enjoy the night with your boys. So like we had, a ton of circles, guys getting thrown in the circle.
Yeah, a little mosh and all.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, more like the dance off, like you see in
American American Wedding.
that
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Night at the Roxbury.
Okay.
a
a little bit of those.
Yeah, or like Tommy Cheeseball.
They're all Tommy. Love
Yeah,
that. Love
love
Tommy
Tommy
Cheeseballs. And what about? Was there like a standard punch bowl in the back? You walk up to Mrs. Callahan. It's like she just gives you some punch.
No
Nothing like
standard
that?
punch bowl.
Okay.
They had servers, like you said. We did go to a fancy school.
Okay.
I wish we had the punch bowl. Somebody might have spiked it.
Yeah.
But
That'd been nice.
no, yeah, we had the servers coming around, and I'm sure a couple of guys had some flasks. There was a legendary story the year after us. A buddy of mine, they're doing this is still when they used to do the video. They'd go around and they're like, yeah, Eddie, I'm gonna miss this place, whatever. They pan the camera to my buddy, and he's fucking out cold. The video was going around like the next year. Everybody was like, yo, you gotta look at this. He's out cold. And he goes dating. His date goes like this. Like, I don't
Just
know.
Dunzo, huh?
Dunzo. Man.
Wow. So did you have a moment like that where you got in a circle and you guys put your arms around each other, sang the graduation song, as we go?
I wish. That would have been big in the sports, but
yeah, that would have been bigger than sports.
it would have
That's
been.
right.
No, but it's just I think that was like the beginning of the end. You got a 3-week period there where you're just gonna miss it. You don't realize how little your responsibilities are
Yeah,
compared to real life.
You
That's the one
certainly
thing I would
don't.
say to people.
What about the king and queen? Wow, were you friends with them? Did you
No,
guys do
no
that?
king and queen.
Really?
Nah, it wasn't. It's an old boys school, so it's like you're gonna give it a queen to some girl you don't know. It's just
That's true.
whatever. We just kept it. It's very political like that. So it was honestly better. I don't want to waste a half hour of the band not playing
Yeah, that's true.
to watch some kid do a slow dance.
So you want music every time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to stop for nothing. But do you think you would have had a good shot to win? If you
Uh,
threw your hat in the ring?
nah. I would have. I don't know. Middle of the road. I've been like a Cinderella story
okay.
if I won.
You got
I don't
it.
think so.
Your buddy Jude had a better chance?
Judo.
Yeah, I'm sure you got a buddy. Who's
No,
named Jude.
yeah, my buddy's. No, I don't have a buddy named Jude.
Oh, you don't?
Well, I got a lot of Sal's, a lot of Vinny's.
Sal's, yeah.
Vinny Fest. I got a bunch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Sal, Mikey's.
Okay, so Vinny
Joey's.
Fest, he was the favorite?
No, Vinny Fest was a teacher there. He's a legend, but
Oh, really?
yeah, he was a teacher there. But
Vinny-
there was another kid, Vinny Minsk. Vinny
Vinny-
Minsk might have.
Vinny
won.
Minsk had a good
Vinny
shot?
Minsk, yeah.
All right, Vinny Minsk. Was there a sad scene? Anything that was like, I don't know, like
It rained a little bit,
a rain?
and then not getting into the after party. But no, it was a good night.
What happened to the after party?
No, we got in, but
Oh,
it was
you got in?
it was just a bloodbath.
Oh, yeah, it was just too crowded.
7,000 people.
Oh, you guys went to a club after. I didn't understand what you were saying. I thought for some reason I thought the club and the Waldorf were combined. You guys went to a club
we went
after?
to a club in Brooklyn.
Oh my gosh,
That's
what do you guys,
the thing. That's
what do you guys
after.
do out here?
That's how it works.
No, you got to get a house. You guys got to tear it up at the
The
house.
house was Saturday through Monday at the Hamptons.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay,
a bunch of
okay.
people went out to the Hamptons. A lot of people do Wildwood, being from
Okay.
Staten Island, being from whatever. Yeah, the houses aren't foreign to us.
So that house then, are you the type of guy you get there early, carve your bedroom out, like make sure you got a nice spot, put the deodorant on the shelf in the bathroom?
Somebody tweeted it out. They were like asking questions about they're going on their first bachelor party, and I said, pro tip, like go back a little bit early. This way you got the bed. And somebody was like, guys who worry about the beds at bachelor parties suck. And I was like, you know what? Maybe, but I don't know. I've never missed that. Like I go back 15 minutes early and I'm all good. The house, yeah. No, there was plenty of room for us, but yeah, I like the.
You
I
like
want
that
the room
spot.
with the TV and still.
Yeah.
you
Make
know.
sure there's a couple of games on, get some action.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you. And then how was that? The Saturday through Monday, good time.
Yeah, it was a good time. A lot of our boys there, some girls. It wasn't bad. It was
Any
a good
certain
time.
type of booze you guys were sipping on?
I got a friend at the time. I've lost touch with him, but he was a huge Malibu guy. Lived in Rockaway.
That's crazy.
I know.
Malibu
That was his
guy.
thing. He was a beach. He just wanted to retire as
That's
a beach
like a
guy.
7th grade drink.
I know. It's brutal. Back then was, I think, like Jaeger. I think it was the first time you were like getting into like Jaeger. A lot of like high school stuff.
Okay.
You
There
thought
you
you were
go.
balling because you were drinking Bud Lights.
Yeah, everyone just good time though. Everyone happy.
Oh,
scene.
blast.
Yeah, happy scene. That's good. That's good, Rico. Is there anything else? We're coming to the end here. That kind of from that night, from that weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you touched on bigger than sports. You're supposed to, you walk up, you don't beep when you pick up your date. That's my advice, I guess, if you young guys are listening.
Yeah.
Walk them to the door, just show respect. The thing we said it last night, Dan said save it for the show.
Yeah.
That's somebody's daughter, Eddie,
That is
somebody's daughter.
That is indeed somebody's
Exactly.
daughter, Rico. Yeah, so that's good. Do you follow like the Bronx Tale rule? With the if she opens the door on the other side, what do you think about that?
I think it's not an old school like deal breaker for me, but
Yeah.
you definitely consider it.
Okay.
But I also think nowadays there's no key. I don't know, like cars aren't even made with keys, so I think it's almost like dial-up internet. The shit's out.
it's just outdated at this point.
Yeah.
But people are still sharing those videos on Facebook and stuff. It drives me crazy. They act like the olden days are still here. They don't even realize it's not like that.
No, but listen, you shouldn't lose your core of those lessons that we lost.
Sure.
Stand on the shoulders of giants?
Yes, sure. So yeah,
Something like that.
And I think I heard you. So overall, integrity is a big part of
Bigger than sports,
bigger than
yeah.
What else is bigger than sports?
And integrity, for those who don't know, integrity is doing the right thing when no one's looking.
When no one's watching.
There you go.
You're exactly right.
Just integrity, obviously, like family,
Yeah.
fathers and sons. I mean, that's sports. There's fathers and sons.
Yeah.
So like anything with that chokes you up. But I just think now everybody's tagging me on these things now, so it's
Yeah.
great. It's taking off.
That's great. No, that's a great brand. It's good to say that. Just you're right. There's a lot of toxicity. Is that a word? Toxicity?
Yeah, toxicity.
Yeah, that's
It's
a lot
horrible.
of toxic stuff going on Twitter. So it's great to have you. Some things are bigger than sports, Rico. I thank you for doing this. And like I said, anytime you want to come back, and yeah, for those guys, this is your last year. You just started school, senior year. Be good to the girl at prom, right?
Yeah.
Who is that? That's someone's what?
That's somebody's daughter.
That's somebody's daughter.
And you know what? You're gonna see her. It's actually, I'll end with this. This is a good story.
Oh,
So I'm at a wedding with. It comes full circle. I was at a wedding with my wife a couple weeks ago, and woman comes in, and I go, I know that lady. Like she looks familiar. And then the husband comes in, and I was like, all right, now I start to put it together. I had dated her for a summer, a couple months, 4 or 5, whatever, years ago, maybe 10 years ago. And on the way out, I introduced myself. I said, hey, how you doing? She's like, oh, I'm friends with your daughter. I don't know if you remember me. No, I do. Turns right to the husband, goes, hey, this is Rico. He's the one who opened the door for her. She's like, he's the only one who opened the door. So I said, you know what? That's good, because you're going to run into somebody at a bar or a wedding and start cringing. You should never do that,
Yeah.
Just
no,
be
you're right,
proud of what you got and hopefully, let them at least just say, oh, yeah, he was a nice guy. It didn't work out, but he was a nice guy.
Yup, that's your name. You only got one of them. You only got one of them. Rico Bosco, thank you very much. That's it for today, everybody. We will catch you next time.